An audience refusing to laugh may be a comedian's worst nightmare, but it's exactly the premise of Rebel Wilson's hilarious new show.
This is good. The Aussie-grown Hollywood star is locking 10 of Australia's funniest stand-up comedians in a room for 6 hours with just one job: crack each other up.
Comedians have one job, and that's to make an audience laugh. Okay, so here's a question. What do you do when that entire audience is made up of other comedians? Right here, 10 of Australia's finest comedians are going to be battling it out to try to take home $100,000. But here's the twist. If you laugh, you lose.
Who was it? Do you feel like this is one of your shows, Sam? There's food and props, no one's allowed to laugh.
I'm out already.
Oh, no way.
I'm out already. First elimination. The show is called Last One Laughing. Rebel is the host, and she joins us now live from Sydney. Rebel, big round of applause.
Hey!
How you doing?
Monday! Loving it. Loving life, guys.
Hey, I love the look of this show. It looks absolutely fantastic. Filming must have been a real hoot.
Oh, this is a cool one because, yeah, it's an experiment. It's shot just in 6 hours. And to get that calibre of comedians all in one room and to let them go crazy, there's no rules in this experiment. They were allowed to do whatever they wanted, and they did. Like, full nudity. I mean, I won't go into all of it. It's full on. And not for kids, guys, this show.
Really?
But it is so interesting. It's the first time this experiment's been done in an English language. It's huge in Japan and in Mexico. And so we just let these comedians loose on each other. And, you know, like, you guys would laugh all the time. Like, and it's so hard not to laugh. I mean, I know I smile and laugh all the time.
Yeah.
And so imagine being locked in a room and you're not allowed to. And I had to start getting real technical with these comedians because they were very competitive as well. And even on site smirks, I had to give warning cards and stuff eventually because this is a real competition and they get $100,000 for the winner. And it was just awesome. Like these comedians, they're so talented, and this is just a different side of them. It's kind of as if you were like having a bird's eye view into what goes on backstage in comedy clubs and comedy shows when comedians just hang out together. It's really fascinating if you're a fan of comedy.
It's a great
See,
idea.
I can't get past the full nudity. Do you at least pixelate?
Oh, yeah. Nope. No. And, yeah, did some of the contestants need psychological counselling after this experiment? Yes.
Do you know, it is like the great premise, and it's against type, isn't it? It's like saying to Usain Bolt, you know, line up for the 100 but don't run. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're in that kind of company. It must have been really fun for you to watch from the outside as an experiment.
Yeah, because I'm allowed to laugh and do whatever.
Yeah.
And it also got really disgusting in the experiment dungeon. It got really gross in there. The smells, like you would not, like, it was vile. And I was like, I'm glad I'm in like my own little lair off to the side. And I get to talk to the comedians when they come out and hang out with them when they're eliminated, which is really cool. But oh my God, like, what goes on in this show, you can't predict it. And it was just hilarious. It was fascinating. I was just glued. I have like 12 screens where I can watch all the feeds coming through, and it was just fascinating. And it's just great to get a little taste of all these comedians, and it's a great platform for them because then this show will go out all globally, so everyone around the world will see them and might, you know, then click on their stand-up special or buy tickets when they tour internationally, which is awesome for those guys. They're honestly so talented, and I'm so proud of them for being in this experiment where really anything could have happened to them. So I'm very proud of their willingness to just give up to the experiment.
After you locked them in a dungeon for 6 hours. But I love this. I love that the whole world is going to see these Australian comedians. Do you think they're going to understand our sense of humour, though?
Like, at one point, one of our comedians, Sam Simmons, does this whole thing where he dresses as Sally from Home and Away. Remember her?
Oh, yeah.
In the full Sally school uniform and stuff.
Hard to translate.
Does some pretty insane things as Sally And I mean, oh my God, I was cracking up. I could not stop laughing at this character. And I question whether people will understand what that is at times, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how other countries react to it. But certainly Australians will be in on most of the jokes.
Well, it's a long way from throwing another shrimp on the barbie, isn't it? Which is a very good thing. Hey, Rebel, you look amazing. If you don't mind us saying,
thanks.
you look incredible. How does it feel to be back in Australia?
Oh, it's really good. Obviously, I watch the news, the global news every day, like most people right now. And Australia's just done so well with the pandemic, and we're so like chilled and got a handle on it. And I'm kind of really proud to be an Australian right now, because we're in a much better position than a lot of other countries around the world right now. And it's kind of weird to be in the one spot for so long, because normally I'm like gallivanting all around the world. But it's really nice as well. So I've just been focusing on my health mainly, because I've got the time.
Yeah.
It's like, why not come out of Corona ripped? And I go for walks every day, and just trying to exercise to the max, and then work on like I'm a bit of a sufferer of emotional eating, so I've been trying to work mentally on that side of things as well. So it's been my own challenge, but it's good. All the TV and film production things have got moved to like basically next year. So so I got a bit of time on my hands.
So I love this. I mean, you probably haven't had time on your hands in a really long time. Does this mean we're going to get to keep you here in Oz for a little while? Because there's not much to go back to in the States right now, is there?
Yeah, no, and it's been a decade for me being based out of Los Angeles. So I miss it so much, though, and I have a place in New York too, and I miss it like so much, and I'm getting almost daily updates from over there. But yeah, I don't know. Australia's great. I built a new house in Sydney and enjoying it now. So I don't know. It's so beautiful. The one thing about the whole pandemic is I'm here on Sydney Harbour right now, and just the water, everything with the environment has cleared up so nicely without all the pollution. And I just want us to keep going with that to make our environment to keep on this good path with the air quality and everything.
Hey, Rebel, just a quick one. The streaming services pulling shows and movies deemed offensive with what's going on in the United States, and now that's happening all around the world. As an actress who's played a lot of satirical roles, where is that line crossed, and are we making the right call?
I'm not a fan of erasing things. I think that's kind of more in the category of them denying that they ever happened. And to me, it's better to learn and grow from things that might seem, or definitely are politically incorrect right now. And I just remember in history class, we would watch stuff like Nazi propaganda films to show you, how that should never happen again, and the wrongs that have happened in history. And so, comedy is obviously a very different subject matter, but I mean, no, I'm not a fan of just erasing things. We should learn, and that was a sign of the times back then. And society's changed now. And so, yeah, I don't know, hopefully, where do you draw the line on that? Comedians, their job is to flirt with what's acceptable and to push social boundaries. And some of the biggest changes in social attitude, in recent things like Me Too movement and, like marriage equality and stuff have been helped massively by comedians and the jokes that comedians make. And I'm sure now with the Black Lives Matter movement, I don't know, some of my favourite comedians like Chris Rock does, great material, or Dave Chappelle does great material on it. So, yeah, it is a part of comedians' job to flirt with what's appropriate.
Well answered. Rebel, We appreciate you being with us this morning. We love having you back home. Love to see your smiling face, and you give us so many laughs at a time when, as Ali would say to me, we always need it, don't we?
We always,
especially
yes.
now. And you can watch.
I wish I could see you in person. I know
know.
everyone needs a new show right now because I'm tapped out of all the other shows. So,
Well, you've got us. You've got us, and you can watch
yeah, I
LOL.
watch you guys every morning.
Thank you. You can watch
Yeah.
LOL or
And
as
Today Extra.
oh, there you go. Bang bang. LOL, Last One Laughing, when it premieres on Amazon Prime Video this Friday night.
This Friday, the first 2 episodes are coming out.
Oh,
so
can't
check
wait.
it out. Don't let your kids watch it. It's
I think you've made that very
Okay.
clear.
See you, darling.
Yeah.